The Urion lived in a world abundant with magic. As they used their magic to understand their world, the Urion discovered that their dimension was dying. Unwilling to die with it, the Urion worked to find a solution. The rift, the space between dimensions, that was their future, their new hope. It was a race to perfect the needed spatial magic before the inevitable. So, bringing all they could to the rift, with the end encroaching, the Urion sealed off the path to their old home. There, in the rift, not only did the Urion survive the death of their world, they flourished. Henceforth, the Urion were denizens of the rift. That is the history of my people, as told for over 3,000 years now. An old story, no? Would you like to join me in creating new tales?
Hello! I hope this is loud enough. So welcome, welcome, welcome! Hello! Hi, I'm at a loss to what to say, but hello! Let's see. I believe chat should be working, so I should see it to the side there. Hello! Oh, yeah, hello, frog! Okay. So, okay, I'll give it a few more moments, but hello! Welcome! Ribbit, yes. Yes, you're a frog there, frog. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, banana. But is that banana? The word's a little small. Hello, hello, hello. Hello there. I'm going with Alice. Oh gosh, there goes the dog. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for a second. Okay, I think she's got it out of her system. Small dog syndrome, very loud. Hello there, Margaret, I think. Yeah, okay. Note to self, maybe make the words a little bigger, but okay. Hello. All right. Let's see. So, I believe people are here. Chat's working. That's good. That's good. I am so new to everything, so if I'm like very happy simple things work, that's why. I just learned how to do all this. Okay, so let's see if I can find. Okay, this should be. Okay, yeah, this is what I want. Oh, I need to move over. Okay, so okay, so. I am Leona Theodosia. So yeah, you pronounce my last name Theodosia. That's probably the one that's hard to pronounce. So yeah. Like Leo Theo, just even Theo, it's good. Those are all nicknames. You can come up with other nicknames if you want. I've been called Ox Girl and Demon Girl, so yeah, I kind of realized that I look a little fit. I'm just waiting for some people that I know to just go, hey, you look like Paul Bunyan's Blue Ox. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate your knowledge of American folklore. I realize I look like that. So, height-wise, I am 5 feet 4 inches or 162 centimeters. I'm actually slightly taller than that, but I was like, I am not getting, I believe the word's pedantic, so yay. Yes, I do realize that makes me 1 inch shorter than the average height. Don't bug me on it, because if 1 inch makes you short, I have several things to say about that, but whatever. Species is Urion, which I put in a different font because I figured it might be a tad. Ooh, hello there, Blue. Because I figured with the font, it's a new word. So yeah, for those who came a little late, my kind, the Urion, were from a different dimension that no longer exists. Are my ancestors from 3,000 years ago kind of like went, oh, our dimension's ending. We don't like that. We would like to live, please. So we took everything we could and threw it into the rift. That's a gross oversimplification, but yeah. So yeah, that's also why my home, which is why I have it here, is Rift Between Worlds, because I live in the Rift, which is kind of great because our, unsurprisingly, us Urian got really good at learning spatial magic. We can just sort of take magic and make it into things. We can move things around real easily. Of course I want to say the word, so I'm blanking on it. Telekinesis? Yeah, telekinesis. That's the word I'm looking for. That kind of lifting things up and moving things around. So, yes, lore! Deepest lore. I have so much little lore tidbits, and I'm trying not to info dump all of it all at once. Because little at a time. Okay, so yeah. But I will say about the Rift is really fun, because it's like, oh wow, you can just do all that cool spatial magic. Oh, okay, bye, good luck at work. So, lost my train of thought. Peaceful light, loses train of thought. Good job. I'm new, so I'll forgive myself. I hope you guys understand too. Okay, so, what the only thing I really want to mention about the Rift right now, my home, is that it is the Rift. Everything is very suggesting, like gravity. It's just a suggestion. Everything is more let's see. Yes, you would call it the natural laws of the world. Much more of a suggestion. I mean, they're pretty firm if you don't try to poke at them, but if you poke at them, you'll find that they're much more jiggly. So, my powers are much cooler when I'm in the Rift and significantly not as cool when I'm, like, in a proper world. So, that goes for all of us Urion. Though, we still have a trick or two. Don't worry about it. Okay, so next bullet point. I am a twin, and I'm going to answer the most common question I get about that is, what's it like being a twin? Well, see, I've been a twin literally all my life. I would say it's pretty normal, which is probably not what people are expecting for me to say. But it's like, in hindsight, what else would you expect a twin to say? That it's abnormal? Oh, wow. It's so abnormal being a twin. I've been a twin for over 2 decades. It's still so weird. Nope, it's normal. My twin's name is Saboria. Obviously, we have the same last name. That convention is still the same with us Urion. I felt the need to mention that I'm nearsighted because I have my glasses. I will not take them off. I cannot see the screen if I take them off. Yes, twinning. So yeah. Alright, now to get into possibly the more interesting stuff. Like, favorite shows and movies. Basically, favorite media? But I didn't know if I should use that word because I also have a separate slide for other things that also fall under that, so this is basically shows and media. Okay, so, really like Studio Chizu's Belle. I can completely... Only movie I felt like the entire time I was watching it that I was crying the whole time. I was crying because I'm like, oh, that's so touching. Or I was kind of going, oh no, that's so sad. Or I was crying because I was just like, I'm emotionally compromised and I'm just gonna cry. So yeah, I really, really, really like Belle. People keep saying it's like Summer Wars, just like rehashed, and I'm like, no, it's not. You're missing the main message here. It's definitely worth the watch. It's very good. Okay, the next one I'm not sure how to pronounce because they never say the name vocalized, so I don't know if it's supposed to be Artist Witch, which I'm assuming that is, given the content. Oh, thank you! I like my outfit too. I mean, I'm wearing it, so that's much as obvious, but thank you! But okay, yeah, Artist Witch. Which, speaking of outfits, that's actually good because the outfits in Artist Switch are amazing. And it also covers, like, oh, how to sum it up quickly. Like, being yourself. Yeah, I think that's a good way of summing up. It's like Artist Switch goes over the various ways a person can just be themselves, so it's fun. And of course, they represent that a bit with the outfits, so woo! Lots of good outfits. You can watch that actually here on YouTube, so highly recommend. Oh, yay, fellow fan! Yes! Okay, if we have I don't have one scheduled, but but if I have a Zatsudon, totally talk about media, and Art Switch can totally be a topic. Look forward. Owl House and I think Over the Garden Wall actually kind of give me same vibes. Ooh, very okay. Oh, okay. Very laggy. Oh, well, good luck with that. Thank you for the well wishes. Hello, Vingame. Vingame's a friend of mine. He streams too. Hi. I have tempted to call you Vinny. I'm gonna call you Vinny. Who's the good Vinny? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting really distracted. I got distracted by my friend. You're distracting me, Vingame. Okay, so like I was saying, Owl House and Over the Garden Wall. They're kind of. I like them for the same reason. Is because they have that. It's like okay, Owl House has the more modern elements a lot more than Over the Garden Wall. I'll let you figure that out why. Over the Garden Wall is the mystery, and that's also why I like the Owl House. The aesthetics are strangely similar too, now that I'm thinking about it. But, so, yeah, I really like both of those because they got a lot of mystery. They got a lot of character that's not like a lot of other things. I appreciate it. Okay, and I did kind of skip over Hayao Miyazaki movies. I pretty much love all of them. It'd be easier to say the ones I don't like, but I also don't want to call them out because they are good. Just because I'm not the biggest fan. Well, I say that, but it's not like they're bad. It's just sort of like it's a movie. I like it. It's well done, but it's also not like my cup of tea. But it's still good. Oh, speaking of tea, I'm gonna have some tea. Okay, so. Oh, okay. So the last one, which is kind of interesting, is Betsy's Lee's No Evil here on YouTube. It has a lot of I think the word people like using is indigenous people of North America, maybe a bit of South America, just like on the more what it's northwest? Yeah, northwest. Like maybe South America, but I'm not entirely sure. But it has definitely a lot of that kind of stuff, and I really, really like it. I mean, it is not the most biggest budget production value, but man, is it good. Yeah, folktales. They reference so many, and also they say these. I think they're Aztec. I think they're Aztec names, but it's like, let's see if I can remember one. I mean, they're not English, and I only speak English out of human languages, so other human languages are just so much harder. Okay, so let's see. Chalchulclique, I think, is one of them, but she goes by Calamity more of, which is a lot easier to say. Okay, so I think you kind of get the idea of the kind of things I like out of this, because it's like I like hopeful stories. I like it when it's like, oh, hey, look, these really different people work together and it turns out well. It's like, it's great. So, and I also do appreciate animation. I don't care if it looks sketchy. If it's well done, has a good story, I'll probably watch it. Oh, that's an interesting name. Oh, Chalchulclique, yeah. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm giving my best attempt. So, okay. So, next slide. Still have my tea. Ah, yes. Music. Okay, first one I gotta say. I freaking love the Japanese singer, Eve. He's so good. I better get this out of the way. Yes, I know he has a song called Leo. Yes, it's one of my favorites. No, it's not because it's Leo. But yes, I okay, and then also another thing I gotta preface this, the reason why I'm so like I have Eve and the Oh Hellos and like all of these people and yes. Soken Masayoshi, Hiroyuki Sawano, Alex Mukala. Yes, Eve. Um it's because I can listen to it like I'm really weird. Usually it's like, oh, here's an artist. They're really popular. I'm like, I like exactly one song from them. And it's not because I think the others are bad. It's just I only really like one. So when I find multiple, when it's like, oh, I like more than 3 songs from this person, sort of like, and write that person's name down. And so everyone on this list, I like at least like 80% of their stuff. Or, well, Alex is on here. I don't actually know the whole list of what he's done, but I do like his music. He's a fun guy. He is also here on YouTube. I will recommend. This is also secretly introducing myself while I go like, hey, watch the people I like too. But yeah, he's cool. Looks good. What do you like? Okay. Music? It'd be easier to say broadly music that I like is by saying first what I don't like. I don't. Oh, tea. Oh, tea. Okay, quickly. I like oolong barley. What is it called? Of course, I blank on the name. There's another one that kind of tastes like barley, but it's a little different. But I don't remember what it's called. English breakfast, and I have a food slide. I could have been talking about this food slide. I'll talk more about tea on the food slide. Okay. So yeah, really love Eve. I did watch the fight song he put out, which is one of the ending song for an anime that I'm not gonna name because, yeah. Well, I do know it's Chainsaw Man. It's the 12th ending for Chainsaw Man, but I personally like the music video that Eve put up. It's so good. It also has my favorite character from him, which is Tobi Otugiri. Love him. Also love the How to Eat Life. Okay, I'm gonna miss. I hate this because I figured out somebody whose last name is very similar to the name of the song, and I will absolutely get confused because there's literally a 1-letter difference. Let me think. Yamiyo. Yamiyo is the song. Okay. Yamino is the last name. I'll let you guess who that is. Anyway. So I like those the most out of Eve's, I think. I've put them on repeat. Really, really also enjoy the animation to his songs. I was tempted to put Eve animated music videos on my shows and movies. I almost said music. That makes no sense. I almost put that on as a thing. I didn't. Because I figured I'd just mention it here. Okay, so anyone... okay. Let me not skip the Oh Hellos. Let's go down the list like a proper person. But the Oh Hellos, I also really like them. They're very relaxing. How to put it? Okay, I'm blanking a bit. It's kind of hard to, like... I don't want to say they're political, but, like... Man, they are sass. They have the most calming music, but they also kind of sass people in it too, and I kind of love it. It's like how to politely sass people. These music. I mean a lot. I'm sorry. Let's see. But yeah, I really like theirs. I think they're beneath. Thus Always to Tyrants and Hello My Old Heart are probably my favorite for that. Yes! Soken, yes! I wanted to skip over the hellos because I immediately want to say yes! Soken's the Final Fantasy XIV composer for most of the music. I know some of the Realm Reborn... some, I say. There's a good amount of the Realm Reborn music that, if not near all of it, I think it's Uematsu still. But yes, love Soken. And I'm just basically every single. If you've heard any of the Final Fantasy XIV music and they're like, oh, Insanity's a bop. Wow, they really go hard on that piano. Or like, ooh, Twice Stricken is such a good remix of Ramun's main theme. I'm like, yeah, if it's the ones people always talk about, same. I agree. But okay, I guess since I've been saying the rest, I should say the ones that I personally really like, which may not come too much of a surprise after just talking about Oh Hellos. I like it because they're calming. Is also, let's see, it's Full Fathom 5, Neath Dark Waters, and Cradle of Hope are my favorites, which I recently got the Orchestra for Cradle of Hope, but you won't see that if I ever get around to streaming 14, which I can't currently do in my setup, sorry. So that is the plan though. So Hiroyuki Sawano, oh gosh, he's from so many things. Like, I can't just say he's like, oh, you probably know from anime, because he also does a lot of game music. Enunciate that better. Any music is awesome. Oh, yes, it is. That one's definitely a bop. If you ever definitely watch the music video. Oh, New Brain music's absolutely. Oh, I haven't heard it yet. I'm tempted to go look at it before I actually do the raid, but I think Nathal's In the Balance is always going to hold a special place in my heart because he's the twin god, and I'm a twin. I'm biased. I'm not going to lie. I see a good twin. They're so hard to find, which, yes, the Louvier twins are good twins, thank goodness. They're not a horror trope, or like, oh, this one's the good one, and oh, this one's the bad one. I'm like, okay, great, they're good characters, but did you really have to make them twins? Could you just... You could have just made them cousins or something at this point, really. What's the point of making them twins? Like, but it's symbolic. I'm like, no, it ain't. You've never met a twin in your life, have you? But anyway, yeah, I'll take your word for that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Layla. Layla, yes. I didn't say that very well. Okay, yeah, like all of these, like most of their music, Alex Mukala is... Oh, let me scooch over a bit. There, you can read it properly. It's a composer and music producer. He's pretty cool. He goes over a lot of music. Actually, I just realized he might go over the new Raid music, because he will absolutely go over music with content for game. Oh, I should mention first, he goes over video game music on his YouTube channel. But yes, he'll go over music he hasn't yet played that plays in content he hasn't done yet. I speak one human language and I'm not very good at it. I know one language and I'm very bad at it. Okay. But let's see. I think that's enough on music. Elaborate enough. Now we're in video games. Not that I haven't already talked about it. I think I gushed about 14 enough. I love it. It's wonderful. Please play it if you can. It has a free trial. Yes, that meme is an accurate, that is legitimate ad for the game. They turn into a meme and it's glorious and I love it so much. So, that kind of speaks for itself. It's just basically, you can see all the love for it. There's a reason why it's first on my list, which I will mention, the first 3 are my top 3 games. The other ones I put on here because they're not as much talked about, and I figured I'd talk about them, because it's like, hey, I actually like this lesser-known game, or game series, or just series that doesn't get as much attention as I would like. So yes, that means One Shot, a little indie game with little Nico on it, is my second favorite game. And if you had asked me during Shadowbringers, yes, Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, if I liked One Shot or Final Fantasy XIV or One Shot better, I would honestly look you in the face and be like, I can't tell. And you're like, you took you 7 hours to get through One Shot. What do you mean you can't tell? And I'm like, it's a good indie game and it gets you in the heart. Also, if you notice, I'm not really mentioning what One Shot's about, besides, like, the protagonist is named Nico. They are adorable and precious. Because small child is precious. Good, go figure. It's because it's one of those games, like, if you say anything about it, it kind of, I wouldn't say ruins the surprise, but it's not like it's a bad game. Because, spoilers, I actually watched a whole walkthrough before I even purchased the game, played the game again, and still cried. It's a good game. It's not like, oh, it's only good your first time, because it relies heavily on shock, but no, it's not like that. It's just, it's the kind of game you keep mums the word about, because it's better to have that the first experience rather than going in the second time. It's definitely better. Well, special. Maybe not better. It's still good no matter how many times you play it, in my opinion at least. Exactly, Frog. Exactly. I'm gonna call you Frogu. Frug. Frug, that's it. Frug. I'm gonna call you Frug. Thank you, Frug. Okay, so World Ends With You and Neo 2, which is the sequel. Love them both. I think it's kind of funny that I'm putting both in because, my list, my rules, it goes. Because both games, I've been, like, somewhat confused and disappointed at the ending, and then I played through, and then I sat there and thought about it, and wait, no, that makes sense. It's one of those kind of games where it's kind of confusing, because, like, you don't know the whole story when you get to the end. Like, I mean, that's the first time you get to the end, right? And then you get to the end, and then you kind of reflect back, and you're like, oh, it makes so much sense. So, that might be part of the reason why it's not as popular, even though it's a Square Enix game. But I do love them so much. Little bit more personal bias towards the first game, but that has nothing to do with gameplay or production. If being objective, I'd say they're equal. I'd say they're both equally good, and I don't know how they manage to get a system from the original game, which was on the, not even the 3DS, just the DS. It was on the DS, so touchscreen gaming. You even use the mic to use some of your in-game abilities. The battle system is really cool. I'm not going to try to explain it. It's better if you watch a video or something explaining it. Or play the game yourself. It is on the Switch. They have a final remix for the first game, and the Neo is Switch. I was about to say exclusive, but that's not true. It's also on PlayStation. I keep forgetting that, and then I see, like, hey, Neo's on PlayStation. I'm like, oh, right, that's a thing. But yeah. Oh, both games also have killer soundtracks. I was tempted to put the composer who did, was the head of putting all the music in for both these games on my music list, but then I was just like, I don't know what other music this man does, but it does good. You definitely want to try out the same track. Oh, yeah. I'll get to that. So, yeah, obviously I can gush forever about the top 3 games. I'm gonna try to rein it in. We're almost done here. With the slide up. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yes, finishing my thought. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. My thoughts tend to ping pong. I'm going to have to learn to stay focused. That's one of my goals. Gonna state it right now. Goal. Stay focused. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm really impressed. They somehow managed, despite it not using the touchscreen for Neo, made the battle system feel exactly the same as the touchscreen-based battle system from the original game. I don't know how they did that, but I applaud them, because it's probably the only game series where I will not mind having battle after battle, because I am not much of a fighter. I more want to show up and one-shot everything and move on with my life. So, yeah, that's saying something. I like this battle system a lot. It's really good. It's really fun. Give it a try if you have a Switch. Both games are good. Just, play the first game in handhold mode, because I don't know why people didn't figure out, oh, this game designed with touchscreen does not play well when you're not using a touchscreen. Because your Switch has a touchscreen, please use it. It'll be a better experience, I promise you. Okay, so for all the others on the list, I'm a fighter. Okay, Frugu is a fighter. Everyone, Frug is a fighter. Okay. Speaking of fighter, you might like the one of the main characters in Dragon Quest Builders 2 is Balrog. He is so much of a little punk and fighter. I love him so much. I should mention, I've never played the first Builders game. Never. I've only played Builders 2. I love it. I have really close to 800 hours on it. It's very good. I have mentioned a few places that I am an artist. I do draw. So, unsurprisingly, I like the game that lets you go ham and create things, because building's in the title, so building things is very easy. You don't spend half the game... It's like, you don't spend 80% of your time gathering up resources. I mean, you can if you want to. That's totally fine. But you don't have to. So that's nice. And I really like it. Which, the art thing also plays into the next game on the list of Okami, because it's, let's see if I can say the word properly. Ue Kyoe? I'm not, I need to see it, and I don't have it on a visual. I probably should have put a sticky note so I could say it properly, but I didn't. But it's put in English. It's based on ink, Japanese ink paintings. Yes, they use paintings. Some people also use the word drawings, but basically paintings made with ink. That is Okami. I love it very much. I did not play it. It's originally a PlayStation 2 game. I played it originally on the Wii, which everyone was very happy about to get the port, because one of the main things of the game is that you are Amaterasu, a goddess who's took the form of a wolf, and she uses her tail to paint, ink brush, calligraphy and all that kind of stuff. But because she's a goddess, if she draws a slash, like a flat line over something, she'll slash it. And, other symbols and strokes will do different things, and the game's about her getting her power back. She has 13, some of them have multiple brush strokes underneath them, but they all fall under 13 techniques. It's so good. There's so many references to Japanese folklore. I really appreciate it. I keep learning about little bits of folklore, and I'm like, hey, that was an Okami! I'll save that story for some other time. But yes, Okami's good. Recommend it. It's also got a port on the Switch. I don't know if you can still get it, because it was on the store. So, I'm not sure about that, but you could get a download-only copy on the Switch. So if you want to try that and have a Switch, you might be able to. Both the Ni no Kuni games, actually, are on the Switch. You can get physical copies. I have actually, let's see. There's Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, I can enunciate, I'm sorry. And Reverent Kingdom. I'm like midway through new playthroughs in both. I have not completed the story. I'm having too much fun just running around. And I'm so glad I have both games, because both are so good. The best way I can describe it is it's like playing a Hayao Miyazaki movie. All those people who are like, oh, I would love to play a game of one of Hayao Miyazaki's movies. Play Ni no Kuni. Play Ni no Kuni. You will love it. There's so many little details that I should mention. I keep saying that. Important to know that Wrath of the White Witch, it has actual 2D animated sequences that were animated by Studio Ghibli. And since they did work with Studio Ghibli, there's so many Studio Ghibli. Hello, Frick. You're just loving life and everything right now. You're very excited. Yes. I'm sorry, I have the giggles now. Okay, yes. I'm glad you're excited. I have a big smile on my face. Thank you, Frug. It's very nice. So yes, as you can see, Frug is also recommending these games. Oh wait, you say Nito because of Oliver too? Same! If I say Nito, then yeah, I blame Nino Kuni Wrath of White Rich. Yeah. Funny little story I want to quickly tell about the second game. I was playing right in the beginning, and you have the character you play as Evan, and then the second character you ever joins your party in the game is Roland. And like Evan's a little kid and Roland's a full ass, so he's an adult. So I'm sitting there as little kid Evan, and I'm running away because I accidentally encountered enemies that was like they were stronger than I was at the time. I'm like, oh no, run away! This is gonna be a hard fight. So I go, Roland, I'm scared. It's just perfect timing. The AI just decided to just one shot them all with a big move, and I was just like, I was not being that serious. But Roland's not messing around, and I think that's what cemented is Roland as like one of my favorite characters. It's not even a scripted moment, it just happened. But yes, they're lovely games. Okay. So Professor Layton series. I did mention I like Owl House and Over the Garden Wall because I like mysteries. So unsurprisingly, I like the games because Ace Attorney included as a series with mysteries. And I love puzzles. I love figuring things out. I like learning actually quite a bit in general, and so both these games are lovely, except for Professor Layton's games puzzles that require a lot of math to solve. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at math, and I still hate those puzzles. The cute aesthetic does not save them. But yes, puzzle-wise, I like Ace Attorney better because it's one big series of logic puzzles, and boy, do I like logic puzzles. But yes, I almost want to say Professor Layton also has animation that's done by Studio Ghibli, but I don't think that's true. But it's also made by the same company that makes Ni no Kuni, which is level 5, at least in part, I think. Anyway, not important. So, gathering my thoughts again. Hello. Oh, I can't. Gran? Hello, Granny? Hello, sweetie? I'm sorry, it's just you confused me. You befuddled me. Your move was super effective. I applaud you. Okay, so... yeah, Professor Layton series. I love the cute aesthetic. It's... oh, it's a lizard! Oh, that's cute! So, yeah, love the cute aesthetic. I mean, not too surprising. It's similar to Over the Garden Wall, and one of the reasons why I like Over the Garden Wall is the aesthetic. Let's see. I actually haven't played these in a while. Maybe... I think you can get them off Steam, at least some of them. Maybe I'll play this as a stream. Too bad none of them are on the Switch, because I'm also trying to get my hands on a capture card to play games on the Switch. Which... that'd be really cool. You know, I didn't think of it, but I could totally play Builders on my Switch, and I could show you guys all that I made. That would be cool. Why did it take me until now to realize that? I'm very silly. So, yeah. Professor Layton games. They're good. I like them. I even have the movie. I have all the games. They're all very good. Lots of puzzles. Not so much like on the mystery. It's so much like it's one of those mysteries you're there to listen to. Like you just you're there to watch the cool exposition of Professor Layton, the titular character, being himself, and it's great. Strongest point is like the cute and charming atmosphere. I would say my favorite one is the Unwound Future out of the Professor Layton series. And it's a dumb reason why I like it the most, but it's the one with the minigame where you can give people tea. And I like giving people tea. Oh wait, no, that's the second one. I said the wrong name. I said Unwound Future. That one I also like. But It's the one with the box in the title, and I completely blanked on the name. Oh, thank you. I am doing pretty well. Okay, well, Scuff. Got to Scuff already. Oh, wow. You know what? I'll take it. I'm this far in, and I botched something up. That's pretty good. But no, Unwound Future, I do like that one. Not because of the main game. Maybe there's one of them. And I'm second guessing myself. There's one of the Professor Layton games that has a side content that is literally just, it's pixelated, very pixelated. It's a simple little game, and it's basically a series of side quests made into a video game. But it's so cute and charming. I replayed it like 5 times because it's so cute, and it's like, why is this Professor Layton game ranked highly on my list? Because not even the main game. This little bonus content side thing. I'll have to figure out which one it is later, and maybe I'll mention it. But okay, moving on to Ace Attorney. I have played, or at least watched a walkthrough of nearly all the games. The only one I haven't seen, like a full playthrough of, I only watched the beginning of it, and that is the Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Because I've been so hesitant to like watch or play it. Well, I can't play it because I can't find a copy and hasn't been re-released, unsurprisingly, since it wasn't exactly well liked upon release. I think it's gotten a little bit more positivity to its name, hence. There you go. So, I have played or seen all the other games. The Miles Edgeworth series, I've only watched, so. But I do know of it. I like it. It's very good. Like I said before, it's basically a whole game of logic puzzles, and I really like that. So, and there's mystery. You can actually follow along because you may be an attorney, but you're also playing the detective role too, so. That I also like. I really, really like detective games, and sadly, there's not too many outside of the, is it noir? Detective noir? Which are usually just really depressing, or watch how many people you can beat up. And I'm like, are we here for a mystery, or Diabolical Box? Thank you! Yes, Diabolical Box. That's the one with the T minigame. And I love it. It's so dumb. I really like the story of Diabolical Box, and I also really like it because I can give tea to people. It's just, would you like some tea? It's dumb, but it's simple pleasures. It's, as people have been saying, it's the little things in life that make life worth living. So, giving tea to people makes me happy. Anyway, Ace Attorney. Favorite, as much as people like the trilogy, they were good. I can see why it really launched off, but controversial opinion. I did not actually think the original trilogy was like, wow, amazing. Probably when it was on, back during its time, it probably was, not gonna deny that. But having played it after, what is it? Spirit of Justice came out? Yeah, had a different view. But it is good. I do like them. There's nothing bad about them. I just like everything else more. So yeah, if I were to rank, it'd be the Great Ace Attorney series, which is my favorite. Love that. It's so good. It's just the culmination of everything that makes Ace Attorney good, and then some, and I adore it so much. I think the only bad thing I have to say is, why is it not in modern times? But it also, yay, it's not in modern times, so you can't just, oh, this person was definitely here on the scene because we have their fingerprints. No, that doesn't work because it's turn of the century. From 1800 to 1900, it's set. There's Herlock Sholmes. He's a deer. I love Ryunosuke. I love all the characters so much. It's a 2-part 2 games actually, but in the West we probably only think of it as a 1 game because it was released together. So that's what I played it as, obviously. So, oh, you've played the cross, yeah, yeah, the crossover, yeah, Layton and Professor Layton and the Ace Attorney series had a crossover. I do know of that. Obviously, I like both series. I heard they were having a crossover. I was like, oh. So there we go. Yes, Great Ace Attorney is my favorite. I'd say Spirit of Justice is right after, then it's Dual Destinies, and then it's the trilogy. I don't know how I would rank Miles Edgeworth's games in there, nor the crossover. I'm not really sure. I'd have to think about it, and I'm not going to do that right now, because otherwise that's a lot of me staring into the camera vacantly and just thinking. So, moving on. So yeah, those are games I like. I like a good story. I like it when the combat is not too intense. And I like me an aesthetic. I just realized I think the only one that doesn't have highly stylized graphics on this list is Final Fantasy XIV, because even Ace Attorney is stylized. Stare. Yeah, I can just stare. Staring at you, Gal. Okay. No more tea. Alright. You know what? I'll just leave my hands down. Okay. So, this is my last slide on my likes and dislikes, and it's about food, which I can talk about tea, which is not on this list, despite me liking it a lot. My brain was really fried when I was making this. Oh, bye, Vingame! Thanks for coming! Okay. So, tea. Like I said, I like oolong, I like English breakfast, Irish breakfast, you know, those kinds of black teas. I like chai. Chai's really good. I will put milk in basically any tea I can. Except for, like, I think oolong I'll drink plain. Barley tea I'll drink plain. But other than that, I pretty much put milk in everything. I like milk tea. Honey milk tea is very, very, very good. But I try not to have it too often, because, I mean, it is sugary. And watch your sugars! Though, speaking of sugary things, yes, shortbread cookies. Oh my goodness, I could eat. They sell, at least around where I live, really big boxes at times of shortbread cookies. I'd be so tempted to eat the whole box, but I'm like, nope, self-restraint. Only have 2 cookies at a time. Don't eat the whole box, Leona. That's not good for your health. Needless to say, they're definitely one of my favorites. So, root vegetables are also among my favorite things. So, I do often cook with them. Because I do cook. I can cook. It turns out well more often than it does bad. Actually, I think my food doesn't turn out bad so much as it turns out bland now, but I'll take bland over bad. So, I have been cooking for a while. I do like cooking with vegetables, except only on the stove. I hate baking. No offense to bakers. Mad respect for bakers. But the oven scares me, so I don't like baking. But yeah, pan-fried veggies are very tasty. Chicken katsudon. Oh gosh, I love it so much. There's this like little hole-in-the-wall place that serves a bunch of... It's a Japanese restaurant. And the katsudon there, the best. Every time we go over in that neck of the woods, because of course it has to be a drive, I always order it. Pretty much. I think the only time I've not ordered it is when I wanted to try other foods, but it's pretty much, it's my go-to choice is chicken katsudon. I love it. It's crunchy. It's got rice. It's got some veggies. It's good. It's tasty. Oh my goodness. unsurprisingly, I do actually like vegetables. I know it's so weird to say. I keep hearing people when they talk about food, they're like, oh, I hate vegetables. I'm like, I actually like vegetables. I prefer them cooked, but I will eat a good many of them raw too. But I really, really like vegetables cooked in curry. Oh my goodness, I like vegetable curry. And on that note, curry makes a great segue into the reason why I just like anything with hot peppers. And you're like, oh, you don't like spicy. I'm like, yeah, you'd think, but I can eat wasabi, horseradish, anything with mustard, just fine. So you're like, okay, what's the deal? Why is hot peppers different? I'm allergic to it. I am allergic to hot peppers. I can eat bell peppers just fine, so I'm not allergic to peppers in general. But there's something called capsaicin in hot peppers. That's what makes your mouth feel like on fire, and I'm allergic to it. I hate it because it's literally trying to kill me. And there's some restaurants I can't even step foot in because I'm like, oh no, allergy. I can't even call it a food allergy because I can breathe it in. It gets easily airborne, and if it gets on my skin, I was just like, no, it's bad. It's so bad. I do not like summers anymore because everyone barbecues, and it's like, death clouds. It's actually the point my friends will look at anything with hot peppers in it and just call it death. Death is synonymous with hot peppers where I live. So if I ever say it is death, I am saying it has hot peppers in it, possibly, when it comes to food. So, yes, that is why I hate anything with hot peppers. It's not because it's spicy, it's because I'm allergic. I have an allergy. Please remember that. I don't want gifts of hot peppers. I also don't like pudding, but it's also not because of the taste. Anything with a texture that's similar enough to pudding, I'm also not going to like. It's just the texture. I hate it. I do not like mushy food at all. If it's like, but it's supposed to be that way. I'm like, I don't care. It's mushy. I don't want to eat it. So if you notice the reason why my disliked foods are on this list, it's not because of the taste. It's because of either texture or I'm allergic to it. And that's pretty much. I'm not too picky when it comes to food. Lucky me, honestly. Truly, lucky me. I'm so glad I'm not too picky when it comes to food. Alright, last slide. And it's hashtags. Okay, so general tag, I'm just gonna keep it. It's just my name. Just use my name. Art tag, I was thinking Leona Theo art, because it kind of sounds like, the first one that came to mind was Leon Heart. You know, the name heart as a suffix, and the Theo art sounded kind of the same. So it's a bit of play on words. That's why you have friends who like baking. I just noticed that. Yes, this is why I have friends who like baking. I very much. I have a friend who bakes, actually. They bring me cookies occasionally, and I appreciate it. They're very good. I'm like, yes, cookies! Friend cookies. Friend cookies are the best. I hope we have friends that give you cookies, because friend cookies are always the best. Leo Theo. Yeah, I was going to use that as a hashtag, but then there's like a clothing brand that uses that as their name, and I was kind of surprised. But it also made sense, because Leo is so common. I am not... I full realize that Leo in a name is very common. And I'm like, Leo Theo rhymes, so yeah, makes sense. Not safe for work tag. I know that's kind of mandatory, and also, I guess I'll just say it. I am Arrow Ace. I don't want to see it, but I also, because I'm Arrow Ace, I have no idea what to make this tag. If anyone has a suggestion, I'll hear it out and I'll let you know. And also, fan name's a question mark, because, of course, fan names are usually best decided by the fans, because it's like, what do you want to call yourselves? So that's also will be decided, I guess, later. So I should probably put a community post after this, so y'all can comment on these hashtags. But I figured I'd at least have the general and the art on here. If you use the not safe for work tag, whatever that may be, please only use that and don't use any of my other tags. Please, thank you kindly, because I don't want to see it. And other people who are looking at the other tags probably also don't want to see it. That's kind of why it's a separate tag. So please and thank you. Alright. So, now we get to see this. Just chatting again. Cooking thing. What do you mean cooking thing? The baking and cook versus cooking? I don't have any names for name. Oh, that's okay, Frug. I mean, no rush, no rush. We have our general and art tag. Oh, don't rush. I'm sure you guys can figure out something. Don't worry about it. I'm not rushing you guys. Don't worry. I mean, you can just call... I can think of some names too, but I'll put a post or something so you can make a comment. But, I gotta start wrapping this up. I wish I could talk a little more. So, let's see. What I need to do... Okay. I have the last 2 things I need to say to you guys before I go. So, wrapping this up. So, thank you for coming, first off. For everyone who's here. Thank you for staying. Really, 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 really do appreciate it. So, I'm sure you've been seeing all these assets. So, like my background here, the chat box, my model, all the graphics, including the lore video, which I'm kind of embarrassed about because that's the first video I ever made. And the thing is, yeah, I made that. I voiced it. That was me. Probably not too surprising. But, yeah, I made everything. Everything you see, everything I've done, yeah, it's all me. Or pretty much all me. I might have, soundboard off of a person or two, but yeah, everything is me. My design, my model, everything, all me. So, yeah, the reason why I don't have a slide giving credits to anyone, oh yeah, and this person did my model, it's because I did my model. I did everything. When I say I'm a solo VTuber, I mean it. I do everything by myself. I pretty much have to because I don't really have the funds to ask other people, so. Oh, thank you. I'm trying my best. I know my audio's not the best. I was fussing that pre-stream. I know my audio needs work. Okay, bye, Frug. Thank you for coming. But yeah, I know my audio. Wow. Okay. Yeah, audio needs work. I have a mic coming, but it won't come until next month, which makes me sad, but there we go. So I will try and fix the audio. I know I need some work. But yes. So, I do want to quickly show you guys the rest of my model, because so far you've only seen this much of me. So, okay, this is going to look a little weird. How am I going to do this? Alright. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm floating up! My people need me! Hello! I do have a tail! As you can see! Sort of. Let me move. Here. Yeah. My tail. It moves. It's cute. I have claws on my feet. I have claws on my hands. Which you probably saw when I would move my hands up. Yeah, this is my full outfit. Let me back up so you can see all of me. That's probably going to be a bit weird, but okay, you can see all of me now. Hello! Yeah, this is me. Hello. I'm going to stay like this until then. So, now that you can see all of me, there's also something I want to do, and I'm going to move over here. You'll see why in a moment. I'm going to hide behind this. Ta-da! Schedule! I do have a schedule. Oh, thank you! Thank you there, Alice. Okay, so I'm not going to stream over the weekend. I know that's weird. I debuted, and then I don't stream for 2 days. I know that's a bit odd, but bear with me. Weekends are busy, and I realized that, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to stream on the weekend because I live with other people. It's very busy on the weekends. I don't want to have to ask them to be quiet. So hopefully one day I'll be able to have to worry about that less, and maybe we'll have weekend streams. But for now, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for me. I'll be streaming at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Let's see. Eastern time, I believe that's going to be 5 p.m.? Yeah. Yeah, I can do math correctly. I have a note of one certain time, and I'm basically have to add math to. Anyway, so UTC, that's European time. That's going to be at 10 p.m. So, yeah, that's late. And then AEDT, which is the time zone of, blank on the name, of course, Australia. That will be 9 a.m. And I think that covers up the broad English speaking. Oh, cute? Thank you! I'm glad you think I'm cute. Toes. Yes, I have toes. I have claws on my toes. I have much claws. I climb. We have claws to climb. But I'll mention maybe more about Urians in general later. Maybe I'll do a stream about that. Just me talking about my own kind. But okay, as you probably read, Stardew Valley on Monday and Tuesday. And then Thursday, Friday will be a Hatton time. And then I think the week after that, I'm probably going to do maybe drawing streams. I do have it set up so I can draw. So I'm thinking about that. What do you guys think? Would you like to see drawing streams after, I guess, a couple weeks from now? Gotta wait. Would you like me to do art? Because I am working on... Oh, I also, unsurprisingly, because I did mention, I did my own model. I am in the middle of making another live 2D model for another VTuber. That I just happened to meet, friend of a friend, Vengame from earlier is a friend with another VTuber. So, yeah, and I was just like, I just met you, I'm gonna make you a 2D model. Weird choice, but there you go. But yes, I believe I'll start wrapping it up, because I should probably call it here. Been going for over an hour. Check down in the description. I have my links to my other social medias. I'm on Twitter quite a bit because that's like my day-to-day socializing. I have a Tumblr, which I will post art on more of. I don't necessarily talk because I'm not used to that. I mean, Tumblr doesn't exactly have, oh yes, and let's chat in the comments kind of, what's the word? Culture. And oh yes, I also have a Pixiv. So all those links are down below. There's also chat rules down there. None of you broken any, don't worry. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So if you want to check it out there, I have my art on my Pixiv, so if you want to see more there, so maybe you can tell me if you want to see some art things done, if by, looking at my art. If you want to talk to me, hit me up on Twitter. I will comment probably eventually. I can't guarantee my schedule is always going to allow me to check like every single second. I don't know anyone who does that. But yes, if you want to communicate with me, Twitter is probably the way to do it. If you want to see more of my stuff, go on Pixiv. You'll see all my art. And oh, thank you. Thank you, Alice. Yeah, I believe I've gotten everything out, so thank you. I already thanked you for coming, so this time it's a goodbye thank you. I will be seeing you all hopefully later. And I'm very glad you came to my first ever stream, my debut. Thank you! Bye!